The Sons of Liberty were a radical group that forever changed the path of American history. Through their perseverance, hard work, and loyalty to the idea of independent America, they paved way for the American Revolution, which resulted in the independence of America. In essence, it is fair for one to say that the current America exists thanks to the contributions set forth by the Sons of Liberty. The Sons of Liberty took a stand in history against the unfair oppression set by the British, which as a result paved the way for the independence of America. Their fight for the rights of the people eventually freed the colonists from the chains of British injustice. The Sons of Liberty was a radical group founded by radical leaders. Although there is insufficient evidence to prove who was the original founder of the Sons of Liberty, Samuel Adams is often given credit as to the person who originally founded this organization. The Sons of Liberty was a well-organized patriot political organization that met in secret. Although the origins and earliest founding of the Sons of Liberty is unclear, some of the earliest historical records known references the organization as existing from as early as 1765. The Sons of Liberty is made up of many like-minded patriot organizations. Examples include Boston Caucus Club and Loyal 9. Members of the Sons of Liberty were all males, and the group was well known for recruiting tavern monger, wharf rat, and other seedy characters who were looking to cause trouble. The Sons of Liberty had several branches. The Boston branch of the Sons of Liberty met under the Liberty Tree, whereas a New York branch met under the Liberty Pole. One reason why the Sons of Liberty was formed was to function as a backlash to the Stamp Act of 1765 passed by the British. The Stamp Act was a direct tax that required all legal and commercial documents to carry an official stamp showing that the tax was paid. Examples of items that were taxed include wills, deeds, newspapers, diplomas, licenses, receipts, and playing cards. The revenue earned from the Stamp Act was used to pay for the defense and protection of the American frontier near the Appalachian Mountains. The actual tax that came with the Stamp Act was relatively small, so why was the Stamp Act frowned upon by the colonists? Well, that is because of the standard that the Stamp Act seemed to set. Prior to the Stamp Act, the taxes and bills passed were seen as a measure to regulate commerce, but now they are utilized as a way to raise funds. The colonists perceived the Stamp Act as England's direct attempt to raise money in the colonies without the approval of the colonial legislature. The colonists believed that if the Stamp Act was successfully passed and enforced, this would set a negative precedent which would lead past to more troublesome taxation in the future. To protest the Stamp Act, they staged riots, destroyed stamps, and burned effigies. They also tarred and feathered British officials. To make matters more extreme, they destroyed Massachusetts Lieutenant Governor Thomas Hutchinson's Boston home. The most famous accomplishment of the Sons of Liberty known to the world is the Boston Tea Party. The Boston Tea Party was a backlash to the Tea Act of 1773 passed by the British. In 1773, the British East India Company was sitting on large stocks of tea that it could not sell in England. It was on the verge of bankruptcy. In an effort to save it, the British government passed the Tea Act of 1773, which gave the company the right to export its merchandises directly to the colonies without paying any of the regular taxes that were imposed on the colonial merchants. With these privileges, the company could undersell American merchants and monopolize the colonial tea trade. It angered influential colonial merchants who feared being replaced and bankrupted by a powerful monopoly. This compelled members of the Sons of Liberty to disguise as Mohawk Indians and dump British tea from Boston port, which, as you guys recall, is the Boston Tea Party. The Boston Tea Party, commenced by the Sons of Liberty, was a key event for the Revolutionary War. After the Boston Tea Party, the colonists decided that the only way to win disagreements with the government is through rebellion with violence. Like a snowball effect, the Boston Tea Party aided the colonists' mind to realize that they were mistreated by the British government for the first time. It is this realization of mistreatment that laid the foundation for America's independence.